do we know when the titles are finished and all that? It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, because I can't run the titles through here. All right, and we are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Talking Stick show. Of course, we're joined by the usual suspects here. We have Tobin, David Ellis, and Laura Massey. Joel, the producer, still hanging around. Who is there? No. We're not joined by Andrew today, unfortunately, but he's got other things to be doing, but that's okay. We're going to have a good, fun show. So today is the Equinox show. However, we want to do a live call-in show. So we're going to give a way for you guys to come onto the show soon enough. But Dale, where do you want to take this show from the beginning?
So yeah, welcome guys. So we're back with another live calling show for you. Last time we had guests ahead of time, but now we're able to do it where you're able to call in live on the show and we pick the first callers. So yeah, welcome to the show, everyone, and hope you've had a great Equinox. Equinox is all about the change of season. And for me, it's all about looking back at the past and looking about summer and seeing what's happened in summer, seeing the lessons you've created and learned from and so on. Is there anything you want to add about the Equinox, Laura? Massey, I'll bring you in here. And you have a lot of wisdom about it and you've gone through your own processing and inner work time during it. Do you want to share any light to that?
Yes, so absolutely a time of obviously where daylight equals night hours. And it's about bringing your life into balance, but it's also the season of harvesting. So I like to do it. I harvest and have a good look at really what I've been through, what I've learned, the lessons learned. And it's a time to do even more of the inner work, maybe a bit more journaling, look at what I'm still stuck on. So it's pulling in all those things that have been hanging around. Maybe in the summer you've been busy and out there enjoying yourself, and we're coming into that time of year where you're going to be more indoors, and to me that's more work on the inner self. So we talk a lot about inner work, and now's the time of year to really knuckle down and do some more of that, and that's what I've been doing.
Beautiful, sister. David, do you want to share your thoughts about the Equinox?
Honestly, for me, the equinox is a time of change where the whole of nature begins to slow down. And with the slowing down comes a lot of contemplation, as Laura said before, right? Even the animals out here are looking more contemplative. They're probably wondering, that winter thing is coming back, isn't it? Right? But, all right, it's a time of contemplation, of going inward a lot of the times, right? And I think that this cycle that we have of activity and inactivity is one of the better things about nature, because it allows us to come back anew, right? So I mean, like, for people who are listening to this, who are experiencing harsh winters, not that I'm mentioning any names, coming back new in the spring shows us that there's a certain amount of resilience and a certain amount of awareness that comes with the way the seasons run. And I think that people, when they run against the seasons, a lot of the time, it shows. Run with the seasons.
Beautiful, David. And that's it. It's the ever evolving, ever changing seasons. One season to the next, change comes. And it's about allowing that change and being present during the change, not being scared of change. A lot of people are afraid of things changing, just knowing that change is a natural process, and we all have to have the regular death, the regular rebirth. And we were talking about this pre-show with Joel and Laura and Maty and David about the death and rebirth process, of how important that is. Maty, is there anything else you want to share to that?
Well, I find that the equinoxes, this goes the same for the solstices as well, really. They do have a difference to them, obviously. Because of the atmosphere that you're in, what's going on at that time of year. But the equinoxes themselves, the 12 and 12, the half and half, it is very much symbolic of how it feels for me as an experience, because I find that at these sort of points in the year, there's no avoiding the shit, because, we strive for growth as practitioners. And in that strive for growth, we have peaks and troughs as to what we can actually do, what we can actually achieve. And I find that at these points, at these moments, we reach those points where that which is stopping us from progressing or truly moving forward just becomes blatantly obvious, or even, if we're really lucky, uncomfortable. So that's what it is for me. I'm most definitely in that kind of phase. There's certain aspects and parts of me that really need to be addressed, that I can still survive with, but I can't flourish with, if that makes sense. Yep. So yeah, introspection, reflection, they are times of magic. And obviously doing as much work as we do at the moment, I don't get as much time for ritual and ceremony as I used to. So sometimes I can do them before, during, or after. But the energies remain the same. Yeah. Jenny's joining us.
That's it. So as we get people in, Joel, is there any way of putting them in the back, or just as people come on, or is it just going to be on?
Yeah, we just keep them muted, I think.
Yeah, they come in muted.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, for me, this equinox, a few things have been shown to me, a few areas of my life I need to work on, and there was some stuff I was working on with worry, which I started to work on, and then Scotland came and it took me off the path, and Spirit knocked on my door the other morning after a dream and says, you didn't continue that shit, did you? So I had my own little ha-ha moment, waking up and going, I need to start grafting now, and doing that inner work, and realizing that sometimes in life it is hard, it is tough. But this is why these shows are brought forward for you, to give you that source connection, that inspiration, that we're all in this together, guys. And having this spiritual community and these wonderful people coming together and doing this show, it's to teach you how to be a human, how to make mistakes, and just talk about our own stories, like David, Maty, and Laura, incredible people I'm very inspired, I look up to. And it's about finding your clan for that as well. Look at the people who are in your life. If they treat you like shit, if the narcissists, drop them, because they're only going to de-evolve you. You want people who aren't jealous of you, who don't project onto you, who want you to grow, who want you to succeed. These are the friends you need in your life to grow. And it's taken me a while to realize that. And I remember years ago, I've spoken about this before, I was actually praying for great friends. I was sick of the friends I had. I was like, Spirit, please find me friends who are wanting the same thing as me, who want to be truthful to me, and so on. And obviously, Maty, everyone, David, Andrew came around. So continuing on, guys, and I hope you had a great equinox. Anything anyone else wants to add before we start opening up for the live call-ins?
Yeah. That's the point. Go ahead, Laura. Go ahead. You go first.
Okay, just taking up a point you said about fall being a time, or autumn being a time when, the trees lose their leaves. So we lose energies just as much as Dale was saying about friends and people who are non-supportive to us, or who are not at least equal co-creation. Also, something that's come up for me this time of year is working on parts of me that are wanting to stunt my growth and not go forward. And it always amazes me how deep some of these other selves are, whether it's in the form of a program, conditioning, or whatever it is. I've had to call out parts of me, and you have like a mini shaman's death with this. So you're going to lose that aspect of you that is fearful. Mostly it's some sort of fear that I've manifested of moving forward on this path. But now is the time, really, with this spiritual community growing, thanks to the likes of David, or thanks to David Ellis and Andrew, who are doing so much work, and Joel, all the behind the work scenes, and these guys I work with here, and combined therapies and so on. We're really moving forward, and I don't want anything to hold me back, any aspect of me. So now's the time to look at it, guys. So if you're sort of on a precipice and something looks good and you're umming and ahhing, just go for it. Lose that part of you that is putting you in shame, blame, guilt, doubt. Trust your heart. Now's the time to go into it, because we need you. We need you part of this community. We need you out there with your frequency in whatever healing form it comes, whatever balancing form it comes for others.
Yeah, Laura, I wanted to say that what Dale said early on about praying for good people, that hits a lot of people in the fields. It hit me in the fields. I am like, yeah, because we all experience that, right? Like you find yourself like, yeah, like, how did I get here? And I need you people. The thing that I want to say about this new season is that even the images in your meditations, the dreams are changing. right? It's like it's drawing you out a lot of the times, and limitation is showing you limitations. A lot of people have these limitations embedded in them, and they can't seem to break past them, right? But use the seasons effectively. When people think about natural magic or shamanic magic, they always think in terms of like, oh, building a fire and stuff like that. But winter has its uses. It absolutely does. Right. One of the good things that it's known for is washing away what came before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a very good way to approach the whole concept of natural association.
Mhm. Working with the earth energies.
Working with the energies and the dedication to self. And as Laura said it before, and David put it greatly, is you have to really go into yourself to change. You're not going to be able to change from just making the choice. You've got to actually put that time and dedication into clearing the weeds of the self out. So if you suffer from personality disorders, you have a part of you which takes over you in a really negative way, those are the weeds. Those are the weeds you need to be focused on, and how you can start attacking them by the root. Not in an aggressive way at all, but just a way that you can loosely start taking them out slowly and slowly. And it's happened to me. I've defeated a lot of programs throughout the last few years. Holy shit, Scotland helped me defeat even more programs. I was like having lots of people around doing this, doing that. And we should make a show called The Program Hunter, shouldn't we? Like a little comedy sketch.
Program eliminator.
There's so many people. It's there's all of that unseen world out there, and all of this stuff we talk about, ghosts, demons, extraterrestrials, blah blah blah, all the stuff in between. But really, there's no foe. There's nothing as formidable as our own selves, right? Our own programs coming back to haunt us. It's the only thing I always say to myself. The only thing on this world that can really, really hurt me is definitely me.
Yes.
And I would try to over and over and over again in many different ways. And this is the thing when Dale was talking about the weeds. Weeds grow back. Weeds are prolific. They will spread. They will move. They will take other ground. And much in the same way, this is exactly how our inner programs function. And that's why it's always a longer journey, because it's coming from different perspectives, trying different techniques, chipping away and chipping away and chipping away over weeks, months, days, years, until you change as a human being. But then the next layer will be exposed, and the next layer, and the next layer. So it is really just an ever-present ongoing process. And these moments like equinoxes and solstices and things, what they do is they can either give us a springboard from which to jump into or onto our next stage of our journey, or they can offer reflection or illumination or wisdom for the next 3 months of the journey until the next part of the cycle, dependent upon, what it is that you require or what you're up to in the moment.
And also the most important thing really, it's out the system. It's something that is aligned to the natural ebb and flow of Earth. So it's nothing to do with the system at all. You can go out there, you can do all this work, or you can and turn it into a joy. And you're working all the time with Earth energies, and all the time you're working with the Earth's natural incarnation grid like that, you're going to get results because she supports you. Your ancestors support you. Everything in that field of energy is going to support you.
And if you're going to be supported, you're going to need to be able to tell the difference between a blessing and a curse, and realize not every negative situation is a curse, and not every positive one is a blessing. And you really have to learn that neutral language.
Never-ending story.
That's a hard-learned one, that one. So we're going to go into some callers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go straight into it. So, David Ellis, are you going to spin up the wheel of callers?
Sure. Anybody wants to have a call on with us? Anybody wants to discuss anything? Let's hear it.
Pick one, David, from below.
Well, somebody's just entered the room. Jessica, you want to come and talk to me?
Yeah.
I know you're there. I know you're listening.
Hi, David. Hi, guys.
Hello,
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi,
I had a feeling
Jessie.
you might call on me. let me just preempt this with, I don't have my headphones in, and I'm actually at college at my weightlifting class.
Oh, good. What are you
I'm looking
doing?
for my headphones right now before, like, so I don't get like caught. They don't care, but I'm working on myself. I'm, getting ready to do my warm up and all that. So yeah, can you guys hear me okay though?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing.
Awesome. I
Muted
just
on
had
my
a little
phone.
celebration with some friends and some locals, and we celebrated the Equinox. Did like a dinner where we all brought a nice plate and sat out in the moon, and it was really wonderful. I loved it.
Beautiful.
So how's your journey going? How are you, and how is everything going in Jesse's world?
Jesse's world's been going through some transitions, going through some changes. Had a wonderful chit chat with David recently. He was very supportive and there for me, and it felt really wonderful, just part of everything. And whenever you want to reach out, it just feels good that somebody's there that really truly cares. So I've been going through it, and then try to make some changes in my life. Took a sharp right-hand turn recently and decided to enroll in college with my partner of almost 13 years. We needed a shakeup. And it was a deliberate decision to try new routines and take some personal enrichment classes and such. I just finished piano and we had a performance. So what I've been working on, I had to finally perform. So that put me on the hot seat, and it gave me something to challenge myself with. And instead of beating myself up like I normally do, I got up there and I did it, and I felt confident about myself.
Oh, I have questions. I have questions.
Oh yeah, question away.
Okay, you sound so alive right now, Jesse.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's because I'm walking all clear across the campus. My heart's like going because there's a lot of trails, and I'm, beat bopping all over the place and trying to make it here and there and everywhere. But yes, I'm alive.
Okay, so my question is, what is the most powerful insight you have received throughout this entire year?
Ooh, good one. I love it. Most powerful insight I have gleaned from this entire year. Let me go deep.
You don't have to go deep. It could be like putting more weight on the bar makes me stronger. Right.
So no, okay, simple is more sometimes, or like less is more. Go easy on myself, and really just take it all in, no matter my situation, no matter my circumstance. Just bring in the light and hold that state of gratitude. God, it's been difficult. It's been easy to fall into story and into narrative and into woe is me. But, it's like the recurring theme for me, just hold the light. And, I get to write my story. So if things aren't just going okay, I can change it up, I can change it up and hold that gratitude and that faith. So like the faith that my higher self, or that my
I have another question.
Self has a plan.
I have another question. How's your voice, Jesse?
I think it's okay. I haven't done a lot of singing lately, but it's still there.
We can fix that right now. The sun will come out tomorrow.
Does the what?
You know the song, The Sun Will Come Out. The sun will come out tomorrow.
The sun will come out. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
She might be too young for that one, David.
No, everybody knows Annie. Everyone knows
Everyone
Annie.
knows Annie.
Do they?
The sun will come out. You can do
Tomorrow.
it.
Bet your bottom dollar it's tomorrow.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Woo.
Jesse, can I
That
ask you a
might be all I know.
question?
Ask away, Dale.
So for your like internal searching, do you ever have time where you're actually alone, you've quietened all the energies around you so you can actually listen to your internal self? Is that part of your process at the moment?
I do squeeze in some time for silence and contemplation. Yeah, and then my mind will race, of
Yes.
course, and then I'll be trying to come up with solutions when really I'm trying to just be present. And that's like a whole thing.
So as I'm reading your energy, there's a part of you which is blocking internal self, and the internal voice of you, the person inside, listening to your inner voice of where you need to actually go forward. That part of you is heavily blocked at the moment. And it's about how you can actually get into that hypnosis state and actually start realizing what your inner voice is saying, because there's so much chatter going on around you and your brain's really activated. There's so much noise going on in your environment. For you, it's going to be out starting by slowing down, by starting to listen to your internal self, allowing internal prayer to be part of you, allowing this natural you to come out.
Oh, you're saying there's lots of noise around me? Like I don't live in a house with 9 people and 3 dogs and child. Oh, yeah.
So
right on.
you need to find. So what's your situation? Are you living with children or people, adults?
Everybody.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody.
I'm living with my boyfriend's family.
Yes.
I don't. No, let's not go there. You know what I'm saying. I don't have to say anything to be like, It's a lot. It's a lot, and I struggle like a lot with. I can easily complain about my situation and my circumstance, and I have to stop myself a lot. Like, stop complaining. But there's that part of me that's like, it's just I've been there for 6 years. And it was supposed to be like 3 months, get on our feet and, start our life. And I just feel like I'm sitting on the sidelines of my life, wishing and hoping and praying I could have my own home. That's all I want. My own sanctuary, my own space, my own privacy. It's so priceless to me. And I'm in that situation and it's difficult.
People don't understand about Jessie is that Jessie is very trained herself. And she is being modest about it. So Jessie, when Dale talked to you about the noise, he's not only talking about the noise, the physical noise, he's talking about the motivations and the different energies pulling you left, right, and center.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And sometimes when things are pulling you left, right, and center, you might need to stop. Just stop for a little bit and figure out which one is your best bet. So I'm going to go the life coaching route on you because I know you understand that.
I do.
Jessie is a life coach, by the way. So let me go the life coaching route. We're going to talk about what is necessary and what is your passion. Okay? What is necessary is that you need to gain some space and some personal space and whatever, which requires money, correct?
Correct. Money, man, that thing.
And then we have to talk about what is your passion. Okay? What is your passion? Let's see.
Well,
you see, that's the noise we're talking about. Let's cut through the noise. What is your passion?
I'm gonna go back to my youngest self. My passion was to inspire through performance or through voice or through my own empowered state. And I haven't been feeling empowered, but I guess my passion would be to help others feel encouraged and empowered and find their own inner voice or their own their own strengths and skills. And I don't know. I mean, I think I'm bantering. I think I'm just bullshitting. I love to sing, you know that. That's my
Jesse,
passion.
I've known you for a little while now, and that voice is not bullshit. And you without singing is not Jesse. It's
true.
It's kind of like Jess, not Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that is your passion and you want to inspire through performance, may I suggest you just find a way to monetize that? It's not like you don't know any people who could help you with that, right?
True. I've got connections.
Yeah, you do, apparently.
But that sense of inauthenticity, that comes from just either lack of practice or inability of practice, as in not singing. We're talking like ritual ceremony, that kind of spiritual work. How much opportunity do you get to do that kind of work? Have you been in a bit of a lull right now because of your situation?
Yeah, I would say, like, I can't walk around my house with sage, and I can't just go start a fire where I'm at. Well, the last thing I did was sit down for a good long minute and transcribe, actually, Maty, your ancestral revocation, and worked on that a bit. But that was the last thing I was able to do. But no, I set down my revocations for a while. Now that I'm in school, I'm doing like yoga twice a week, but I much more prefer like qigong, and I haven't been putting my time really there. And I actually set down my ukulele and the music, and I haven't been practicing like I really want to. So yeah, I've been kind of in a lull, and I do kind of attribute that to my situation or my circumstance sometimes, because privacy is like non-existent in my world right now.
And so it's about having the tools ready for you at any given moment. So creating some beautiful meditations, the heart meditation, all of the other usual suspects that really bring greater growth. And having them ready for a moment. One thing I like to do as well is to take a lot of the actual teachings themselves out. So, you've got the statements that are in there that have powerful statements, and then you've got the actual journey itself, and then there's lots of teaching parts within it. And so I can remove those teaching parts and just have the journey itself, because I've already assimilated those teachings, as I'm sure you have. And then you have a much more condensed, quicker meditation. And so, that allows for just a quick 15-minute blast whenever you can. I know I can speak for myself, Laura and Dale here, is that the workload that we've been experiencing recently, especially when the work itself is also spiritual based, the inner work is extremely difficult to maintain. It's almost like it builds up and builds up and builds up until you're waiting for that perfect environment where you can then do that inner work and work through whatever the fuck it is that but it snowballs, right? And so I found that this is where the power of prayer is really important, and that in those moments where I do manage to get something in, it's done with real intention and some real, energy, with a prayer energy behind it. And it's about captivating on those moments when you do get that opportunity, going to those high frequencies. And I'm not talking about really woo-woo stuff here, you know what I mean, rather than just, rather than doing it for the sake of doing it, you actually have something to say, and in these moments, spirit always pays you back, because it takes a fucking lot of energy when you're in the kind of environment that you're in, assimilating as much as you are, using as much physical energy as you use on a day-to-day basis, to then come home and to go through the spiritual discipline as well. And so, you don't have to feel bad not for doing it, but I can feel the deficit in you, and I know you can feel it as well. So it's about, how do you give that to yourself in those small moments you have at a high enough frequency that it fills that void.
And
you're
Maty,
right.
She's negating the one thing, the power that she has. You're negating your power there, Jesse, because you can manifest your way out of it, but the way you, I'm going to say this in a nice way, channel energy is completely different than the way, about 90% of us do. So don't choke yourself literally and figuratively, right? if I'm going to talk to you in yoga terms too, if Vishuddha is the way that you express yourself to the world, let it out, right? If you wanted my advice, you're doing a lot of things to try to piece yourself together. Some of these things are not your natural, how does one put this in a nice way, are not your natural way of expressing yourself in the world. You are a bright spark. Anybody listening to this broadcast can hear your voice, okay? My suggestion, you're trying a lot of different avenues. You're trying everything. It's like grasping at straws, okay? Find a straw that will take you out of wherever you want to come out of. You feel me, Jessie?
Oh, I do. This whole move to go to college was a dire grasp at like anything, make something change. And so far, so good, but I can feel that it's a temporary change, it's good for now, but
you just got to follow through with it, man. You just got to follow through, because as long as you do the work, that it'll pay off. Do you speak light languages, Jessie?
I do. I don't know what I'm saying, but I do it all the time.
Can I hear some, please?
I just always have.
Will you do some for us?
Like right now? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, if you feel comfortable to. No pressure at all. That's okay.
But,
are you in the gym right now?
I am.
It sounds like, yeah.
Oh, is it going to be difficult for you to do this?
Yeah.
Technically, I'm hiding in the bathroom. I'm just going to tell my trainer that I had the bathroom breaks. My boyfriend's going, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I got called. I'm sorry."
I'm just.
Listen, you don't have to speak the light languages, but it's going to be really difficult for you. I was just curious because I could feel the frequency in you, and I'm into that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm locked in the bathroom.
Okay, perfect.
Jessie, can I ask, have you got anywhere that you could have as like a prayer ground? Any bit of garden you can have where you could do regular prayers?
I guess I could try to like claim an area in the backyard potentially, but it's not private,
Or anywhere you feel comfortable, where maybe maybe somewhere where you go regularly where other people don't go, that start leaving offerings and something like that, because what's happened, I think, bless you, you've been empowering others before yourself. So they're all getting pieces and parts of you. And my feeling is it will be really good to be in the same prayer ground, build up some energies there with the ancestors and your good unseen world, and then start calling back the energies that you've given to others in a slight unawareness that you're doing so, because you've got a beautiful heart and you're wanting to help people all the time. But I'm feeling it's slightly at the expense of yourself. So if you could go and claim those pieces and parts of you, you've got shards out there that, have gone to others, that you really could do with calling back in. So if you could create some sort of prayer ground somewhere that's yours and you're giving offering to the ancestors, and then you go back there and you start calling in those parts of you, and then you start building up your energy, your life force again that you've been giving away to others. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful. So the summer is the hardest part for me, because right behind my house is a wonderful, beautiful flume trail, and I spend hours out there and I love it. And I have a special tree I go to and I leave offerings and I pray there and spend time there. But in the summer it's overgrown and burnt out. So this time of year is when I can finally start going back out there on the trail. So yes, I've been called to go back and spend some time in nature. It's my favorite place. It's really only been like my sanctuary.
Definitely, but definitely. Do you sing light languages as well?
I do sometimes. Yeah, I just let it all flow out. Yeah.
That's going to be a great process for you, man. So where it comes to not really knowing what you're saying, it doesn't really matter. It will come in stages, and sometimes you just get a general theme or a flavor of it. But I want to give you some advice here. So because you're so voice orientated, it's going to be really good for you. So when you're in those lands and you're out on the lands, begin to sing in the languages. When in your own meditations, in your own moments, if you find yourself in a moment of turmoil, or you find yourself in a moment where you're sat and you're introspective, retroflective, whatever, when you're making your light language, these are the moments when you should speak, and you imprint it into yourself by speaking it out loud. You don't need to know what you're saying, you just have an intention. So if you're going through any particular process and you want a light language programming or a light language healing for yourself, that's about any particular, whatever subject matter it is, all you need to do is have that intention with that subject matter and then begin to speak.
Yeah, and that's that is what I do, at least to hold an intention, or I'll do it in the shower, or in a moment where I'm feeling really bombarded by other people's energies, or like there's turmoil. It just starts coming out, just starts, jibber jabber.
Jesse, I would, so as Laura was saying, those programs are going to be very, very important to you.
Yeah.
And even if it's a pilgrimage where you go away from the energies of the house and the land around you, and you go to experience completely new energies as well, because I think for you, when you simplify everything, it's going to be a lot easier for you, but you're going to have to go into that quiet stage and even do a treatment as you get to the place or the fire, and you've got a few nights away. Start seeing what cords are attached to the old place, or the old stuff, what's going on, people in your head and so on, and start to remove those cords. And I think if you have some time where you start listening to that internal self of what you want to do and simplify everything in your life. At the moment, everything's not simplified because you've got so much noise going on. But I believe if you go away and simplify things, talk to the fire, do some journaling, figure out how you can get out of where you're at, so you can actually have your own space, your own time, your own energy, and so on. So for you, my recommendation is the pilgrimage, you finding yourself again, quieting the world, quieting yourself. And that's really going to help you chart your next stage, where you want to go next, what dream you want to dream next.
I love it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's such sound advice.
Okay, we're going to leave you to get back to your training, Shirky. And we're going to move on to bring someone else in. We've got a good crowd here today. Thanks for calling in, Jesse.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, guys. Take it easy. Love you all.
Yeah, Jesse.
Bye-bye.
See you soon. Thank you so much. The Wheel of David. Who's next?
Johan raised the hand, so we're gonna pick Johan.
You hold that nut until you can't fucking hold that nut no more. You hold that shit.
Hello.
Thank you for that. Okie dokie.
Alrighty then.
All right, so
Thank you for that. So I think we
wisdom,
all know what that guy needs.
The wisdom of Johan. Right, okay, we move on to...
Should we get Jennifer Stone in?
Yeah, let's get Jen on. She's been in a while.
Hey guys.
Hey Jennifer.
Hey Jen.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know I was going to be talking. So
Well, you are.
yeah.
What's been going on in your world, Jen?
Well, I just you hear me?
Yeah, we can. So we got a troll active in the in the chat room here.
Oh, I just did a Scotland trip as well, and I would say I had the same kind of shifts that Dale was talking about. So I had a lot of I retraced a lot of past life footsteps and integrated a lot of different.
Definitely don't allow anyone else in. Lock the room.
Lock the room,
Jennifer, go ahead.
That's all right. You never know who we're going to bring in, right?
Yeah.
But the main thing that I found was that I broke through a lot of fear on that trip, and that really shifted things for me. So that was great.
You still there, Jen?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, darling. We've had some craziness going on in the background here.
I wasn't even paying attention to the chat.
There we go.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah, so what's it like where you are now then, Jen? You've been there for how long now? Circumstances changed for you, didn't they, last year?
Yeah, so I moved, I broke up with my partner of 16 years and moved. So I have a new house and I've been getting situated there. Honestly, things have been really good. My energy has been really good. The change was what I needed to. I've had ups and downs, but it's been a lot more stable. I've been too busy in my 3D job, but I've been working on shifting the energy out of there into where I want it to go. So
what's the ceremonial work been like at the new house? Are you there on your own?
I am. I got a dog, another dog and a cat, so I create chaos, but it's managing itself now. And my ceremony work, I love having my own space to do my fire ceremonies. I have big trees there, so I always have a plethora of sticks. And I've been able to do quite a bit of work inside the house as well.
What's your schedule like, Jennifer, for the inner work and self-healing, self-nurturing? How often do you spend that time on yourself through the week lately?
I do yoga, meditation every day. I walk every day because I got the dogs. I do my fire ceremonies at least twice a month, and then it just kind of depends on what the weather's like. I mean, I live in the South, so like it's been hot, right? And it's not that much fun to have a big fire when it's like 100 degrees outside. But now that it's starting to get colder, like I'll have them a lot more often. And I've been doing a lot of self-treatments lately, just trying to shed some of the old shit that I don't need anymore. I'd say I do that probably twice a week, 2-3 times a week. I've been doing a lot of sessions lately, and so I have a lot of clearing that I want to do for myself after sessions.
Yeah. So as I'm reading your energy, I think there's a need for you to have more variety in your journey. There has like a sense of stagnation in your journey at the moment. Not that it's bad in any way, but it's just about you now mixing it up and trying new techniques, trying new things, and allow that to come into your journey. Do you ever do like dancing or anything, or do you ever have like a go dancing?
I mean, I dance around my house all the time, like cooking and cleaning, stuff like that. Like that's my fun, right?
Yes.
But I know exactly what you mean, because I have felt that a lot in my artwork too, that I'm kind of bored with what I've been doing and I want to do some different things.
There we go. And again, maybe having yourself a death and rebirth ceremony, a perfect time to have it about dying and being reborn, allowing yourself to do new things in the future, to give you that new experiences. What's it like for you going out and socializing and having that socializing side, Jennifer?
I'm very comfortable going out with friends and socializing. I just did a big expo and I ran into a lot of old friends, and I had old clients and stuff that came to visit me. So I enjoyed that interaction with people. I also enjoy not having interaction with people. So I could be a hermit pretty easy. But I'm very comfortable going out for things. I haven't gone to a lot of concerts lately, but I have some on the calendar. So
David, is there any questions you want to ask here?
No, actually, that sounds like she has a lot of the stuff together, tumultuous, but I would think that winter's coming, so she would want to be introspective a lot of the times and see what all these things mean, because I remember stuff, and so things happen in trends and patterns. And you have to just look at it patterns. One of the best things that you could do is put a timeline down on a piece of paper and see the trends and the patterns of how things happen. That's one way of developing your precognitive sense as to what's happening, going to come next.
yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. I know I had been thinking about doing like a 10-year timeline. So yeah, maybe even going back further than that.
Yep, that is a very good way to go. Because one of the things that you don't want to ever do is repeat any patterns. So you can bet just from future sight perspective that the universe is prepared to send something else at you very interesting to make you make choices. Do you feel that?
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So look at the past, see the choice that's coming in your future, and make a decision.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Laura.
Okay. Is Laura there?
Matty, go ahead. I think Laura.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Amy wants to come in. She says
Sure.
the meeting is hot.
Okay, Jen. So we might move on to somebody else then, Jen, if you were just in here to listen. There's a few people in there that might want to have a chat, and we've got quite a few people in. So we're going to let you go, Jen. We'll speak to you soon and keep on trucking.
Thank
Jen's
you.
an old school shaman. Old
Love you,
school
Jen.
shaman. Okay. Who do we dare pick this time?
Hey guys, sorry.
Okay. So the Wheel of David, who are we going for?
Any meaning, manning, mo. So, Jackie M.
Jackie, you're on.
Jackie.
So giving you a signal to unmute Jackie.
Doesn't seem to be working.
Okay, so we'll go on. Alfredo, giving you the signal to unmute.
Oh man, I was also just kind of passively listening because I'm still working on the last task y'all gave me.
That's why I brought. That's why I wanted to get you on next. I wanted to pull you up and be like, "Have you done what we said?" Right. So, Matty, go ahead. Now we've got him.
Oh man,
How you been getting on, Alfredo? How you been getting on?
I've been getting on pretty good, man. We're finally got, we just moved, so
Ah.
it's been a lot of chaos. So,
but that's positive. You were having trouble with the neighbors, right? Something was going on. Was it the neighbors or something was going on?
Yeah, we're living on a third story in Austin. And my kids are all loud. So yeah, we moved to a first story apartment out in Georgetown. It's like further away from Austin. So I'm kind of embracing these nice country energies,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
doing a pilgrimage around the city because I've been trying to find a place to do ceremony, because I had a nice, beautiful creek. It was very secluded. I would do ceremony there every freaking morning, but I don't have a place that, a peaceful place where I have people intruding on me when I'm trying to express myself.
So do you have like smoke alarms and things like that in the apartment?
Oh yeah,
you do. But just because one of the easiest ways to get around having to go outdoors and find public places to do ceremonies is to use the blue flame method, the isopropanol alcohol, or to use a gas like a propane or something like that on a small gas heater, like a single element or a single stove camping gas thing for when you're out, when you're out in bush, and so you can do that indoors, right? So like your average small gas ring, is like hundreds of candles burning, so you get enough flame, and it's also blue fire as well, which has its own unique alchemy behind it. So that's one way that you don't actually have to go out into nature to find these places in order to have ceremonies. It's about preparation, it's about what are you actually bringing to the ceremony. How you been getting on with the playing with the kids? He's muted again.
He's muted.
Hello.
There it is. Yeah.
How did you get on with the inner child work?
I'm still, I'm working on that, Maty. I'm just trying to, I've been working on get over this seriousness I got. I realize, like I was saying, I'm in my mind a lot because I just want to be in control of all my experiences. I want control at every angle, and I haven't been too. Like I said, things have finally settled down, and I feel like I've just been bombarded by, my family's energies, coworker energies. Like now that the kids are transferred in school, finally they had the longest summer of any kid ever. Like I'm just having my peaceful moments by myself right now. I'm just trying to get reacquainted and regather myself in a peaceful state. So I haven't been doing too good with that, Maty, because I just care about my clarity first before I try to.
Alfredo.
What's up, Bill?
So as I'm looking at you and as I'm scanning your body, I can see exactly into your heart at the moment. It's like there's a dark shade of energy around the heart. It's not something attached to you, but it's the lack of self-love you've been giving yourself lately.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you start doing some heart clearing, some self-love clearing. Give yourself a song where you're expressing full love to your own heart, because at the moment there's like a dimness within you, and I definitely feel for you it's going to be a rejuvenation point. How can you allow to feel the rejuvenation energies again? You need to heal from the past. You need to allow yourself to not hold on to the past, not feel any shame and blame and guilt for yourself in any way, but just see this as a new start. This autumn for you is about you coming into your own power, allowing yourself to send love and light to your own heart again. Allow this personality of who you are. You're a beautiful soul. You have to be able to start showing that to the world now. It's like the family have taken you away from yourself, and it's about you finding yourself again, which will even get you closer to your family. There's just a deep need for rejuvenation within you at the moment, deep healing. Have you done any done any self-healing lately, or wanting to get it onto the cards, Alfredo?
Oh man, no, I've been kind of financially tied down at the moment, so I haven't been spending any money on healings. Most of the healings I do is just like, laying down on my cranial cradles, my acupuncture mat, doing ice baths, breathing. It's just, bare minimum self-love, and then the salt baths. But I know I haven't, I just know, because I have I don't want to express myself to anybody. I know I've been neglecting myself, and I'm just, I kind of feel what you're talking about, because I don't know, my parts of myself are just not there, and I don't want to embrace them because I just need my love. I need that.
Alfredo, what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to see
behind in my practice.
I'd like you to see yourself, Alfredo, another version of you standing in front of you, like you're looking in the mirror. And I'd like you to say out loud with your heart, I love you, and say this to yourself. And I'd like you to tell me how it feels as you say this. And I'd like you just to fortify yourself with, I love you, I'm here for you. And just giving yourself some of that really caressive, nurturing energy which you need. And just relaying to me how it feels as you do it.
I love you, Alfredo, and I'm here for you. I promise I'll make more time for you and give you the space you need to shine. And stop neglecting you so much, and also not filling the voids with instant gratifications, entertainments, or just more noise that keep me from getting closer to you. It's just clouding my vision.
And I'd like you to focus on your heart and just tell your heart, I remember you. I remember your beat.
Heart is racing. Yeah, man. I remember this heartbeat, and I remember the good times. And I'm here for you. I care about you. I love you. I care about you a lot. I'm not going to be neglecting you anymore. You're the priority right now. Self-love process.
And I'd like you to see yourself on a healing table, a therapy table in front of you, laid down. And I'd like you to truly start giving yourself heart energy of nourishment, love, security, and just start placing that energy into your heart and start clearing up some of the darkness in there. And I'd like you to relay to me how it feels as you're doing that. You've got a patient on your table, it's you. And just going through any resistance as well. How does that feel?
Seems like heart's racing more. It feels good.
So this is the energy you're needing, the slow down energy. Your heart's racing too fast. Your reality is too fast. Maty, Laura, David, do you want to add anything into this?
Yes, you're not sleeping properly, and that's never a good thing.
Sleep.
It
Yeah,
starts.
my
Go ahead.
I have it. Sorry, I got trying to. I'm out here walking. Yeah, I'm kind of busy, but yeah, the sleep schedule has been really crappy because I got a bad habit of coming home from work and I want to just relax, let down, entertain myself, and then I kind of sometimes I'll fall asleep on the ground and then I wake up. It's like, oh, it's like 11 or 12. I was like, I got to put the kids to bed for school, and then I put them to sleep, and then I got to wake up early so I can get them ready for. Or no, I got to wake up early because I got to go pick up my wife at work at like 4 or 5 a.m. Come back, drop her off, and then get the kids ready for school, get them to school, and then I try to go back to bed. So my sleep has been pretty brutal, and that's why I haven't had that momentum energy to propel myself forward like I need to. I feel like I lack. There's just like the wheel is like slowly spinning all the time. It's not hyper speed anymore. It's just like slowly, gradually spinning.
So Alfredo, your mind, you're trying to operate in a mirror that's been fractured. And so your mind is, you have what the Japanese call too many minds, okay? And so some sort of integrative practice would really help you. Because when you have too many minds, the relay connection between your mind and what we call the heart is not going to happen very well. You're trying to internalize spiritual experience, but it's coming from a distorted, fractured sort of place. And it shows up in your speech patterns. And the fact that you're not sleeping properly, what it's doing you is giving you the mind demons, okay? And so—
yeah, crazy.
So—
it won't stop, man. I was like, oh, they're entities or something. I'm just always trying to clear it, but it's just always like just haunting me.
That's the own inner self, man.
Like
that's the own inner self. That's your own programs.
You're not processing. You gotta let it. Honestly, the subconscious will heal itself if you let it. Now, the subconscious has been trying to. Let me see if I could phrase this differently. Your subconscious has been trying to talk to you for a while now. Too much noise in the mind. It's trying to report and explain to you the things that you need to be doing and the things that you need to be clearing. I'm going to say there's one thing that you really should be doing, and that is probably stopping and trying to reintegrate the different parts of yourself that are fractured for a lot of time, because I could throw a million different exercises at you that could possibly help you, but it would require you to stop to actually do them.
Yeah.
So, and there is no stopping. You need to stop. Really, you're a stepped up version of what we've seen before on the show today. And what I'm telling you, there's a fracturing that's going on. Too many minds causes a fracturing of the awareness and the attention. So
yes,
I am going to suggest to you that integrative practice, the thing that you should be really concentrating on is locking down and starting to reintegrate everything together, because this frenetic energy where you're trying to do everything, be everything, and trying to be everything at the same time, it's not going to end well for you. And the sleep cycle, nope. The sleep cycle, you gotta sleep. You gotta sleep. Right now, I'm thinking, you gotta sleep.
It's going to create hardcore depression within you if you don't figure that one out. Just martyring and martyring and martyring.
Yeah, you got
hardcore
to
depression.
Get sort of your 3D life sorted a bit more, Alfredo, so you're getting the rest without any huge spiritual practices other than the basic ones the guys have said here. So forget trying to do a load of that, because it's making you all discombobulated and all over the place. If you can get more solid in your 3D life and get your sleep patterns better, then your spiritual, when you turn more to the spiritual side, that's going to be much more coherent, because you're lacking just general coherence now.
Oh, I lost y'all for a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did tell.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I feel stressed out because I'm always trying to like, oh, I gotta do my fire ceremonies. I gotta do my prayers. I just like put my pressure on myself, and then in reality, it's like, oh, I just don't even have the time or the energy to do it. And I'm
It's
just like,
too
damn,
much.
That's
so maybe next
just
time.
just
Too
like just like when we spoke to the other lady there, Jessie. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, Alfredo. It's about what do you actually need as a human being? What does Alfredo need to fucking feel happy, to evolve, to get rest, recuperation, to be able to give himself self-love? You know, these are the things that are important to you right now. And then once you have that behind you and you actually feel rejuvenated and refreshed and you have some space within you and without of you, then you can address those things. And it really is, again, it's just about, you know, the state that you're in right now, the routine that you have. These could be the basis of your prayers. You know, you don't have to make these huge grand prayers, just about what do you really need in this moment, just to push through to the next level. I mean, rest and recuperation. It's clear. Everyone can see it in your face, man.
Alfredo,
That's what you need.
How many hours a week do you work, and how many days do you work at the moment?
Close around like 37, 38 hours a week, more or less. Depends on what the schedule is. But yeah, I'd be usually about 37, 38, and like somewhere over like an hour of commuting collectively, I think. And maybe like hour and a half of commuting.
So you're out the house 12 hours a day?
Yeah, a good part of the day, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at home a little bit, but
Hard
even
work,
though at the
man.
home, I'm caught up with the kiddos. So I try to do prayers and meditations with my kids, but I was like, man, it's a bad idea. It just doesn't work.
You've got to do them out of joy, Alfredo. They've got to spring from you, those prayers, all of that have got to spring from your joy, from your heart. And at the moment, it almost feels like a duty because you have so much that's going on. You don't want it to be a duty. It's better putting them to one side until they naturally flow as a flow of joy. Okay. Can you see that? Can you see that? Because you're split all these different ways. You're like all over the place. And it would just be better just to get your grounded yourself more grounded and more sorted out and slower. And then when you're feeling better about yourself and maybe your life is a bit more in order and you've got some more sleep, then you'll start to find joy in things, and then the prayers will just flow. But it's a bit forced for you at the moment, so I don't think they'll be working too much for you either. You know, you sometimes can work against yourself like that.
Can I just jump in here?
Go ahead, David.
Let me tell you the end result of what's happening here with you. If you continue like this, your subconscious is going to make you stop. Okay? So you're going to have to stop on your own. I highly recommend it. Because what is happening when you have too many minds, the aging process in your body begins to speed up. And because you're living in a fractured way, right? That's why part of the reason why you are not only physically tired, you're also soul tired. You're tired. You're tired of being tired.
I feel it, man. My legs got this random pain that's just popped out of nowhere, and I want to run, but my body is too sore to run, but I keep pushing myself to run.
There's a reason why self-care was invented, you know.
What's that?
There's a reason why self-care was invented, but I would think that I'm going to make it real simple. You got to sleep. You got to dream. You got to let it all come out. You got to sleep. And that, I don't care how you get that sleep done, but sleep.
Just prioritize. Okay.
And
Stop pushing yourself so much, darling.
As well,
I have actually a good way of dealing with this. Amy, hello, Amy. How are you?
Buongiorno, Amy Cruz.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi,
Amy.
Hey, Alfredo.
What's up, Amy?
Hey.
Amy, tell us about your self-care practice.
Oh, David. Every time he texts me, I'm doing something. What are you doing, Amy? Well, I'm going to the infrared sauna. What are you doing, Amy? What do you do?
Nice.
So I go to acupuncture. I invest that time for myself. You know, and it just rejuvenates the inside from the inside out. You know, those types of modalities for me: floats, cupping, acupuncture. You know, so I have David. David laughs at me about it, but you know, and I just and one thing, Alfredo, because I know you a little bit, right? You have very high expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
Very high, extremely high. It's almost a deficit to what, you know, you have no expectations. I know we've discussed that before. And I think that you got to like bring it down, because I see your little child. I see you as a child, and I see the chaos and the spinning as a child. I don't know what was going on there, but it keeps going, and it got bigger, and it got bigger, and it got bigger. And now you just have to kind of take that one string and unwind it all. And you have to learn baby steps. You want it to happen like right now. And I
want results.
Yeah, you want results right away. But guess what? Acupuncture, floats, those results really don't happen until I do it so many times. Like you know, it doesn't. If I'm expecting to be, you know, if I go to acupuncture and I expect my shoulder to feel better when she's done, well, that's not going to happen. So I just feel like I had to tell you that, you know, from my heart, that unwind all that chaos that was happening as a child.
Well said, Amy.
Yeah,
Well said.
beautiful, Amy.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Alfredo, I would highly recommend, because you are on burnout, overloaded, overworked, start looking even for potential babysitting, having some time away, even if it's half a day. And what I'd like you to do is to start actually switching off. The thing when it comes for you personally switching off, you can't switch off. And it's going to be about you learning how to switch off, to actually relax. Because if you've got a day off and you think you're relaxing, and does it feel like you're not relaxing? Because I had that issue a few years back, where I was so ingrained with work and working so much. When it came to my day off, I was still turned on and I still couldn't relax. And one of the biggest things for you is how you allow yourself to go into full relaxation on your day off, where you really close down all the energies, where you're not even thinking. You're just in that unique joy, happy relaxation mode, which is so beautiful when you reach it. When I started going into it more, I was like, holy fuck, I can feel this relaxed.
You've got to get that nervous system to really let go. You know, you could really do with something like the combined therapies. You can do that yourself. Go and have an infrared sauna, like Amy said, and follow it with a float. Yeah, just do that. Get it to actually start breaking down. Yeah.
And I have to say, and when you want to push yourself, like you said, but I push myself to run. What if your body just doesn't want to run that day?
Yeah.
Is that okay for you?
How's that
It
working?
doesn't. I just.
Is that what'd you say?
How's that working for you?
I know, because I've been there. Push. I'm just gonna run.
I want my dopamine, Amy.
You what?
I want my dopamine releases. I'm just
I know.
to
Yeah.
feeling good. And if I don't do all these processes, I don't feel as good. But yeah, I don't even have the fuel or the energy to barely do these processes. So the dragon eating its tail.
Yeah.
Yes, because dopamine restriction happens when you're tired. You can't get it.
Oh, I needed to hear that.
Actually, the snake eating its tail, because that's what happens inside the brain when you're overtired and you're well burnt out like you. All those nice happy drugs that happen inside the mind, they don't happen anymore, because the body goes into a conservation.
I noticed. Yeah.
Because you're in hypervigilance state. You're in a state of hypervigilance.
Correct.
So it's sort of working against you, darling.
Mhm.
What will it take this fall, Alfredo? What will it take this autumn to lose that part of you, right? That pushes you all the time to achieve something, and then you don't feel that good afterwards. What will it take for you to lose that part of you? Yeah. With the leaves.
Putting everything on easy mode, yeah. Just dropping all the tasks I try to put myself on. Because yeah, when I leaving all off, I was like, oh, I gotta go do this, gotta do that. And it's like I was already lining up all this stuff for my prayers and ceremony, but then I'm just like, just it's too much already. I'm already stressed.
Let it go.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time, man. One day at a time. You give yourself one small thing to do in one day, and you make sure you do it. And then the next day, you give yourself another thing, one small thing. It's not about creating a huge catalogue of things, next lot of things that you need to feel guilty about.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
Making
I put it on
everything
elementary
simple
level.
Give in. Just give in.
Oh, give in. Yeah.
I'm on overwhelm.
I'm trying to go hard mode.
Yeah.
Just give into it. Let yourself give in.
Yeah. I'll prioritize that tomorrow.
That'll help your kids too, to see you do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let it all go.
Yeah. Because while they're spinning and you're spinning, it's going. It's like double.
Yeah. Spin together.
It's woo. And then you don't know what to do. And then you're all, yeah. Yeah. You have sweet kids.
Lying on the ground dizzy.
Yeah.
Undizzy yourself.
Undizzy.
Yeah. Well, hey, if y'all come to Austin for combined therapy, you got like a happily willing participant. I'm praying Andrew comes to Austin or somewhere near Texas. It's the moment y'all come into the States near Texas, I'm there. That's a guarantee, because I really want to go through that experience, because
brilliant.
I know that it'll put me in that state where I can't engage any programs, and I want the real Lucia Light experience,
Yeah.
So just want to let y'all know that I'm a willing participant when y'all do come to the States.
We are hoping to travel as much
priority.
We're hoping to travel as much as we possibly can. And it is an incredible experience for us as practitioners as well, Alfredo, because each treatment shuts down certain parts of the central nervous system that are trying to block a healing from occurring one by one. And then when we combine the light, the mat, and we have the amount of light that it produces from our perspective as healers. So when we look into people, we're generating light and exposing things, and the amount of light that gets generated is phenomenal. I mean, I know each one of us, the first time we did it, was utterly shocked. And we introduced each one bit by bit by bit, one at a time. Even the magnets themselves were really impressive, in the hands of somebody who's already fluent in energy movement and other forms of psychic awareness. It was, but when you combine it together like that, brother, you can do decades of healing on people.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I want that, man. I'm hungry for that, man.
Looks like we need an American tour.
Combined therapy budget. Yeah. Come to the States.
Already in the works, Laura. Already in the works.
Well done, David.
Right.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you so much, brother. Great to see you again. And we'll get you on at some point and see how you're getting on in a few months.
Yeah. Let it go.
I'll be a new man.
Relax.
Relax.
Yes, baby.
Well done.
See you later. So we'll get on. So we'll have one or two more. I think we'll get on Raphael. Yes.
Prophetic name.
That name feels familiar.
Yeah, we know Raphael.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
So unfortunately, I'm not picking random names who I don't know, just because we've had a few idiots who have come on and decided to troll because they don't have anything better to do in their life. They don't love themselves at all. And you're all idiots. You out there listening.
There's too much light happening, so we're gonna get it.
You're not going to affect us.
No, man.
So Raphael, giving you the signal to unmute.
Not working.
I think I've done it. Well, I don't think he realised it was calling.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, Jackie, if you wish to speak, we'll send you the.
Yeah, we'll do.
Hello, hello.
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 Jackie?
Hi.
Hello, Jackie.
Hi.
Hello, where are you calling from?
I'm in Gloucestershire.
I think I recognise them.
Miss Stroud.
Yeah, we know where that is.
Yeah.
How are you, Jackie? What's happening in your world?
Well, I'm beginning to improve from my spinal surgery last year. I was quite debilitated because I had to wait 2 years for a operation, and in that time, if I stood up straight, one of my vertebrae hit a nerve, so I was bent up and not walking. And so what I'm doing now is building my leg muscles up by walking and swimming, stuff like that. Enjoying life a bit more. I went through quite a lot of depression during the waiting time, and I was, I basically couldn't walk, and I had carers coming in and stuff like that, and it was, I suppose I was in a bad way, but I feel like I'm coming out of it.
So what did you learn through that process?
Patience.
Yeah, for sure.
Acceptance, that kind of thing. And how to be grateful even in a shit situation. Be grateful that I wake up in the morning. The dawn is a gift, and I live in a beautiful area. I've got family and grandchildren, and I'm content, but I want to improve. I don't want to just
wither away.
This is a great thing, but I want to just do more.
Yeah. So how long have you been into? You're into Andrew's material, I take it.
Yeah.
How long have you been following Andrew?
Well, I remember Andrew had a no time event on Facebook. This is years ago. Do you remember, at a castle?
I don't remember that one. Dale?
At a castle?
Yeah.
Was that?
It was that was years ago.
Yeah, that must have been right at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how has his material helped you through the processes you've been going through?
For a start, back then I'd never heard anyone talk about no time. And pretty soon, the more I listened to him on his radio shows, like with Teal Swan, Lauren.
JP, do you remember JP? Lance.
Chris Hales.
Chris Hales.
I loved it. I just loved it. And I was just fascinated. Everything. And also that it was funny, guys' sense of humor. So that no matter what was going on in the what we would call fraud time on the media, all that, it just made a lot of sense to me. It just it comforted me that all this time, like my entire life, where I'd not believed in that stuff, not wanted to, and I'd found, wars and a lot of stuff on the news abhorrent, and I do, talk about murders and all that all the time. It got nothing nice to say. What's the matter with these people? I'd forgotten that guy. What happened? Anyway, yes, and then of course all the Lance White, and I just always been fascinated.
What was interesting with Andrew was in the beginning the information that he gave, because what was going on at large was it was around about the time when all of the Galactic Federation of Light, all the channelings were out, all of that stuff was around, and Andrew was offering a galactic perspective that had these other words and terminologies behind them, and he was the only person that was using these linguistics, and he threaded them together. And I think what stuck out the most was when you listen to the galactic history material and then you see the call-in shows, you see the skill with which he works and how he uses the same linguistics in both scenarios to get across his point. But not only that, how he never missed a beat. And that was it for me. I know because he has, and still to this day, he is really just a human being. And that's his uniqueness. Is not trying to put on a persona in any way, shape, or form. But that part of him is his blessing and his curse, but not. It's the part that really puts people off of him. But when you listen to the way the information is presented and the way he never misses a beat, you can't ignore the information. And for me, I remember I was captivated right from the word go.
I think I heard him say recently that he deliberately came forward 100 years early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing, and I love that. I have very, very similar beliefs. Now the power of the moment is now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love the layers of existence that are all happening now, in the past and the future. That fascinates me.
That was another part of Andrew's teachings that were totally unique at the time, because the whole of the spiritual community was obsessed with the fact of linear time, the past, the future. Andrew was the first one to come in and actually teach the true nature of multidimensionality, and that's what set him apart. And that's what all of us, as we work, we use this multidimensional awareness, where the past, present, and the future exist simultaneously. He was giving so many teachings back then that were just absolutely falling on deaf ears, and it has taken those of us who have really dedicated ourselves to it a decade to just come close.
So have his teachings helped you through, Jackie?
Oh yes, yes. I love your shows, guys. I love.
Well, thank you, Jackie.
I really appreciate you spending your time with us. Because even exactly as you've just said, Maty, there is nobody else doing this, and it's still nobody else doing it. Where three of you experienced healers, and sorry, Amy, four, and David, sorry, all of
David's everything. David's an everything man.
He's the AI, grandmaster of the AI.
Yeah,
everything.
Yes, thank you, Jackie.
Thank you so much.
Jackie, when you guys are done.
And
go ahead, David.
Somebody that's randomly saying something about their life and being able to look into what they're saying and helping them along. That's good. That's great. It's a wonderful thing. It really is.
And for us, sorry, go ahead, Laura.
I was going to say, where do you see yourself going, Jackie, and how can we help you, do you think?
Well, I do have, I suppose, a couple of stumbling blocks, when your advertisements for treatments are expensive. I could.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Jackie, you found yourself, they are expensive. We found yourself on the show with all of us here. So, you know, we've just had a whole load of trolls coming in and a bit of bad energy. So maybe we'll give you a treatment now. How about that? So, you know, you've made it on, you're very pleasant. You're nice to talk to. So Dale, shall we open up and maybe do some surgery with Jackie? See if we can help her through some of this discomfort.
I want to ask a question to Jackie before you continue.
Go ahead.
Jackie, can I ask a question?
Yes.
It's an unorthodox question, so I'm going to ask you through all the things that happened, the pain, the discomfort and so on. What did you lose in that? I'm not going to ask you what you gained.
I lost confidence, David. You know, my life, I'd been very active. Did you say, what did I lose?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. So my whole life I'd been really active. And I'd never, ever been sort of stuck at home, out of work, in pain, alone, for, you know, vast quantity of my time. So, I tried to understand why, you know, why, you know, what had I attracted this? Had, you know, was it my fault or something, you know? And it was a work-based injury, and I figured that what I was doing as a carer, I was working hard, I was helping other people, and I wasn't doing self-care. I wasn't looking after myself. And I had terrible sciatica, and it turned out there was a nerve trapped in my spine, and I went down the surgical route because the chiropractors and osteopaths and acupuncturists wouldn't touch me with a barge pole kind of thing. The nerve was so compressed. Does that answer your...
Where was the nerve compressed? Give me the vertebra.
L4.
Okay. And you're learning to walk again because L4, L5 is the paralysis area, which is why they didn't want to touch you. Okay. So you lost confidence, and you definitely have no confidence in the NHS.
Well, the guys did their job, you know, they did. I mean, I've got titanium in there now and cages around my spine. They took the disc out and put titanium in there. I've heard you talk about how you did with your back, and I applaud you, and I just, how you did that, you know, and suffered that pain till it released itself with your yoga practice and all. That's amazing, really amazing.
Yes, and that's why I'm getting into the questions. That's why I asked you these kinds of questions, because boy, have I been there. Spinal pain is extreme. Yeah. So you're learning to walk again. Is that correct?
Yes.
Without discomfort, but there is still discomfort. What are you taking for the discomfort?
Because there is nerve pain down one side still, down my left leg and foot, I've got gabapentin. Yes. And I still take a small amount of morphine, and that was the other stumbling block I was going to say to Maty about the therapies, because you're not supposed to be taking medication to have them. I read the thing, you know.
Sorry, I'm a bit confused with that.
So this is, so what about salt baths? Are you able to get in and out of the bath, or do you have a bath on the ground level or wherever you are?
I still love my salt baths.
Yeah.
I actually moved across the country from the Essex-Suffolk border in 2019, and I've moved downsized to a one-bedroom flat. It's lovely and everything, but it hasn't got a bar.
No, rubbish.
Power.
So David was bringing up an interesting point here. So with the painkillers, that particularly the morphine, have they ever discussed with you? Have you ever tried to reduce, or is the pain just absolutely unbearable?
Yeah, I've gone down and back up again, and I suppose it would be a good idea to just stop it. My doctor was talking to me about it yesterday because I identified with the sleeping.
What's the dose?
My doctor said he wanted me to reduce that.
Yeah.
What dose are you? What is the dose that you're on right now?
They're slowly. They're 5 milligrams in the morning and in the evening.
Okay, so you're on high dose morphine. Okay, so Jackie, can I make a few suggestions, please?
Yeah.
Okay. You may not be able to get to an infrared sauna, but heat will be your go-to plan at this particular point in time, and I'll tell you why. If you're on high dose morphine, the gabapentin also helps with inflammation. So what is happening is that the tissues that are around your spine from the surgery, it's not only the damage that was from the trapped nerve, it's the reactions that your body pick up as a result of it. You are suffering from two different kinds of pain. Reflexive pain from the trauma that your body has been to. Your body is going to remember it and keep doing it again. And then there's the pain, the after surgery pain. Here's what you can manage. The reflexive pain, the pain that is like a memory. It's an echo of things that has happened. It's how your body keeps you alert that I must protect that area. You can manage that pain, but you have to I'm going to make a suggestion. You have to get in there, get in to the pain and discomfort. I mean, like really get in there. Now, you are a very intelligent person. You are carer, which means that you have had to actually deal with other people.
Yeah.
Dealing with other people means that you had to actually feel them. So I'm going to ask you to feel yourself, the spine, the structure, that foundational structure. I'm going to ask you to spend some time sitting straight back against some structure and getting into all aspects of your spine. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to hurt. I'm not even going to bother to lie to you. Okay? It's going to hurt because your awareness in that area will amplify it. But sometimes the way out of pain is to go towards it and not away from it. Trust me when I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
Sometimes you have to walk through that door, right? If you are going to continue the morphine, the possibilities are that you are going to become reliant on the morphine.
Yeah.
And that is a dangerous road for your brain. It will slow you down quite a bit.
Especially when you're learning to walk again. Mm.
That's why your doctor's trying to make you reduce it.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it is a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure it.
Jackie, can I ask you a question? So do you do any like purification at all in your home or around you? As in spiritual purification?
I've got a lot of essential oils. I've got some lovely Tibetan incense. I live in a place that has a fire alarm that I can't get to. And the last time I tried smudging the sage, I set off the fire alarm, and the fire brigade came round to put it out.
So as I'm reading you, and as I'm reading you connected to your dreams and your home, you're disconnected from your dreams heavily at the moment. And there seems to be a soup of energy around you, especially from where you live. And I'd say, do you have anxiety at all in the house?
The only other purification I do is Reiki, and I should do it more. I'm wondering about anxiety, and I listened to something yesterday to do with cortisol, a cortisol leakage, and it all kind of resonated with what they were saying. It was talking about belly fat and not sleeping well and this sort of thing. Sounded right up my street.
So as I'm tuning into it as well, it is a basic paranoia which is blocking you from your dream world at the moment. It's about something's owning you in your own reality, and I highly recommend you start doing breath work. And breath work is going to help you really slow down the anxiety, slow down the overthinking, and it's going to give you an understanding. Again, pain relief, great for pain relief, and it's going to allow you to stop the programs and start feeling comfortable within yourself again. There needs to be a no action within you at the moment, because at the moment you're overloaded with thoughts all the time, and there needs to be some sort of prayer regularly into your space. The revocations, what Andrew does, start reading them regularly into each and every room in your home. You're going to have to start changing your home space so you can allow the dreaming self to come forward again, because you're heavily blocked from your dreams. As you're dreaming and sleeping, you're not getting deep sleep at all. And I understand, obviously, you're on the morphine, and that's something to do with it as well, not getting the irregular dreams. But it's now allowing, you've called in here today, and for autumn time, like David said, the great advice he's given, you're going to have to learn purification by the words, your actions, your feelings, your thoughts, and start clearing the home environment around you. Start clearing all those negative thoughts, patterns you've had around you as well. It's going to take action, time, discipline, self. And I think breath work is really going to incredibly help you elevate yourself, and it's going to switch off the paranoia. Are you familiar with breath work at all, Jackie?
What, just deep breathing?
Yes, so there's many different, like pranayama, Wim Hof. There's many different versions of breathing out there, but it's basically, I recommend going onto YouTube, getting the Wim Hof breath work. It's 10 minutes, there's 20 minutes, up to 50 minutes. Start mastering that, and it's really, really going to change your internal programs at the moment and be able to switch them off.
Okay.
Jackie, are you in pain now?
Pardon?
Are you in pain now?
Only mild pain. Mild pain.
When was the last time you had morphine?
A few hours ago.
How long ago?
Probably 5 hours ago.
But these are the ones that are slow release. They have the different layers, and so it comes in a bit and then it goes away. Then there's a little bit more released, and it goes away. Then there's a little bit more released. It's like that. It's like a.
I don't know. I thought it just.
Do you have your pill bottle next to you?
I beg your pardon.
Are you taking morphine via capsule, or are you taking it intravenously?
No, they're pills. Pills.
Okay. What color are the pills?
White.
Okay. So you're taking high dose morphine. Yes, Maty, these are the time released ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I ask you to breathe in right now to the point where you feel the most pain, what happens? Just humor me for a moment. Close your eyes, inhale, and find the place that hurts the most. Does it get more? Does it get less? Does it stay the same? Do it purposefully. Inhale. into the place where that has the most pain? Is it amplified? Is it reduced? Or is it the same?
Same.
Okay, so you have a high dose morphine in your system. It's also blocking your connection. That is going to be an issue. Okay. How much do they want to reduce your morphine by?
I'm happy to stop taking them. If, you know.
No, I wouldn't suggest that you stop taking them. How long have you been taking them?
How long am I?
Yes.
I will. The doctor suggests I reduce by 1 in the morning to begin with, and I think after that it will reduce by 1 in the evening as well.
Okay. My question is, how long have you been on morphine?
It's a few years now. I would say 2-3 years now.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of a test on you. My question is, I'm gonna ask you a question. Can you think of when you were a child, what was the thing that you liked most? What was your favorite thing to do as a child? Amy, I'm stealing that one from you.
Drawing, painting.
Give me one thing that you used to draw.
Animals, plants, anything.
Do you still have that skill on board right now?
Yes.
Okay. How are your thoughts? Do you think clearly?
Not as clearly as I am able to. I mean, I used to study and read a lot, and I just know my thoughts aren't as clear as they could be.
Okay. So damage has been done to you over the last couple of years. You are going to have to reconstitute a lot of your thought patterns and your synapses. And as a result, it's not just the body that is being damaged in this event, it's your mind as well. I would suggest you retrace your steps, pick up that paintbrush and begin to paint again. Retrace them, okay? Because the body is one thing. Let me tell you what I learned from my experience of having nerve damage in my back. The body is one thing, okay? The mind is another. If you lose the mind, the body is lost. It really is. So my suggestion would be pick up that paintbrush and start to paint again, start to draw and start to paint again. You're going to have to rehabilitate the synapses in your brain, because what I am hearing from what you're talking, when you're talking to me and I've been listening to you, is the interference of drugs in your system slowing you down. And I can tell that you're extremely intelligent. So,
yes.
So you're going to have to reconstitute the synapses in your brain. The thing that morphine does over long periods of time, they really should tell you, okay? Jackie, take my advice, pick up a pen, paper, it doesn't matter what your drawings look like, don't judge them, and start to draw again, and start to draw from your heart, because there's some damage that has been done to the synapses in your brain, and you are living your life on dull, and that is not good, because you could be in pain and still be living your life fully. In terms of the therapy options that I would suggest, heat is going to be your friend, and you don't have to go to an infrared sauna or some expensive facility to generate heat, okay? Right? Just generate heat inside your house.
Titanium in my back. Can I go in saunas with that?
Yes, I'm aware of that. However, the tissues around it for mild heat, external heat, you can actually go through. You could check your doctor on that. But heat is going to be your friend because the tissues around your back, especially, they need to be able to be a little bit flexible. And what is happening in the subconscious, what happens when your body gets damaged is that your subconscious puts your body into a braced state, which can be useful, but over a long period of time, your body wasn't meant to stay in a braced state for a long period of time. It messes with your head. It does. Okay, so I can't stress this enough. Yes, I think it's a good idea to reduce the morphine. But by that same token, you need to put practices in place from now, coping skills and strategies that will help you deal with what's going to happen next. The pain is going to amplify if you reduce the morphine, and that is a consequence and an eventuality that you're going to have to come to terms with. Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah. Do you know what is really ironic, guys? I am a recovering addict. I have 18 years clean from all street drugs and all the stuff they used to give me, pharmaceuticals. And it's ironic that here I am again.
It's not ironic. It's not ironic. Jackie, it's not ironic. This is the universe showing you something. It's showing you something from a different point of view. And I suspect that you're on the show for a reason. So I'm going to tell you, right, that the universe has a way of showing you different aspects of yourself. So being an addict and going back on the reliance on drugs, how did you get off drugs in the first place? The street drugs. How did you stop being an addict?
It was, they were pharmaceuticals in the end, methadone and benzodiazepines. And I went to a treatment center for a detox, a 5-week detox.
And so now you're on a different kind of drug, which is also pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
How are you going to take yourself out of that hole?
Well, I did it before, so I can do it again.
Yes.
And Jackie, coming from myself as well, I'm sure Maty can have this experience. I've been a drug addict before, and I've had to come off a lot of shit. And again, what helped me was that breathing. And it's just something as simple as that. When you decide to start cutting it down, that's what helped me with the withdrawal process. I used to do breathing for half an hour, 20 minutes, and it would get me in a zone of learning to feel myself again. Because when I was an addict, I didn't feel myself. And when I was doing those simple breathing exercises in and out and in and out, and I did 4 2-minute breath hold, I actually started feeling who I am again. And I started crying. It brought out this crying energy in me all the time because I was actually starting to feel the person inside of there, the soul again. And obviously, David, some incredible advice for you to be able to, see a different future.
Heat and painting and breathing. I got it.
Now I know. Now I know you have a lot of fight in you. You gotta tap back into that. Screw it all. Right? Decide that you're going to live. Amy, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi. I was seeing things for you, especially with the painting. I just saw you painting on your body, and I saw you painting like symbols, because you're connecting the mind and the touch with the body. There's a lot of feeling, and when you connect the mind and you connect the touch with the paintbrush, and you can feel it on your body. And I saw these symbols, especially the spiral I saw, and to leave the symbols on and just meditate with them however part of your body you think it should go. And also I saw, have you ever heard of gua sha?
No. No.
Okay, I don't know, can I explain this? David probably knows. Anyways, there's these types of tools. You can find them on Amazon. Some are made out of rose quartz. But what it does, and I do it on my body too, it's to get in touch with it, with my muscles and stuff. You just really rub on your body either up and down or one way, and it makes it red. So all the blood gets to that part of your body.
Okay.
And it just brings all that energy there. So wherever you may feel something, wherever you feel it to be on your body, to just get the tools. There's different shapes. There's some for like that fit the back of your neck, for the bottoms of your feet.
What was it called?
Oh, gua sha. So it's GUASHA. Gua sha. Did I spell that right?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Okay. It's a Chinese type of modality to use on your body.
Gua sha.
Gua sha.
Yeah. Amy seems to have forgotten to mention the benefit of people who use gua sha is to reduce visible signs of aging as well.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know. I just felt that for you, for your getting to just know your body again and connect it with your mind.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Beautiful, Amy. Thank you.
Yeah.
And has anybody got any last words before we close the show for Jackie?
Well, Jackie, just be brave. You really need to reduce those meds. There are layers. It's going to be a process for you of completely rewiring yourself internally, mentally, and physically. It's a huge task, but it's not impossible. People think people do these things all the time. But with that heavy dose of morphine for so long, you're really going to struggle to get the traction that you need. And the pain will be your motivator. You've got to remember that there are certain things that you're avoiding in this process that just need to be experienced. Just go for it, Jackie. Everything's out there already, all the contract revocations, the meditations, do whatever you can. And like Amy was saying, connect the body and mind, be creative with your healing. And when you can get that morphine down, possibly come off that morphine, then there are a whole host of various treatments that you can have. Because right now you're limited by that particular part of your experience.
Okay.
And Jackie, out of all the calls that I have done for a while, I'm going to remember you.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember you for certain. Believe me when I tell you, the pain that you have experienced, that horrifying experience, boy, do I know what that feels like.
No.
And I can tell you, it is not something that you can explain to people, that you can't even scream because you're in so much pain. So my suggestion, and my heart really goes out to you, right? But I'm going to tell you that if I could do it, believe me, you can do it. You can come out of that. You can absolutely come out of that.
Thank you, Dave.
We're rooting for you, Jackie. You're going to have to come on some more shows again and keep giving us an update.
All right. I
You
will.
can do it, darling.
Even if you're just in the comment section, let us know you're around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're an amazing teacher as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great caller.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Jackie. Take care, my love. Good luck. Okie dokie.
I don't know where Dale's gone, but
He's in space at the moment now, and he's just he's flying back.
stay.
Going back into frame. We lost Dale and the stars somewhere behind him.
Sorry, guys. Kids coming in everywhere. So I just want to say thank you for calling in, Jackie, and thank you for everyone calling in. David, Laura, Amy, Maty. It's been a great show. So can we just quickly go around? How can people get a hold of you? We'll start with you, David.
You can get a hold of me at info@universalcitizentv.com. We have a community that you guys can join and interact with each other at community.universalcitizentv.com. Correct. Yes, I said that right.
Yes. Thank you, David. Amy?
Yes, I have a show called Unscripted, where we ask you a question and we just chat about it. David's my producer right there, and he's great at what he does.
Where are you pointing? I'm like, he's there. He's there. And it's a one video
down there.
screen on the Zoom.
Oh, it's a one video. I see everybody. Okay, so yes, if you want to be a guest, you can message me through Messenger on Facebook.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you for letting
Laura?
me crash.
Yeah, so you can contact me if you'd like private session. I'm an ancestral medium at Laura 2 Feathers. That's with the number 2. Laura 2 Feathers at gmail.com. And Dale's putting me off by pointing all over this. And also, we are the team lead for York tomorrow. Well, Dale doesn't because he lives there. But Maty and I are travelling up north again. So we will be in York for 8 days of combined. So I'm not sure we've got a show next week, have we, Dale?
I think
you can get there.
Yeah,
Thursday.
This Thursday, then next week.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll sort something out. Even
Yeah, I think
David and Amy want to.
Okay, do something. Anyway, yeah. So there are a couple of spaces still. So we are there the rest of this week and next week. So anybody who fancies coming along and giving it a go, we've got a couple of spaces left. So let us know. Laura2feathers@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.
Maty, thank you, Laura.
Okay, guys. So if you would like a private session with me, I'm a psychic surgeon, light language specialist, and a whole heap of other things. You can get hold of me by visiting twofeathersmedicine.com, clicking on my name, and there's a link there to message me. Oh, I also have some light language products on there as well. There's some shorts on there. Yeah, have a little look about.
Thank you, guys. If you like any soul surgery, head over to daletobin.com, just to the left of you. No, I'm joking. It's just in the description somewhere there, all the details. Thank you again and good night. Woohoo! Or good morning, wherever you are.